my Boaz, and hey y'all, welcome back to the PlusSizeVixen YouTube channel. So I'm here today doing some content that I normally don't do, but I really think it's time for me to tap into it. It's been on my spirit, it's been on my mind, and I definitely want to share with y'all. And today's video is going to consist about the waiting season. Now, before you go there, right? I feel like a couple of videos I've been seeing talking about this topic kind of focuses a lot on relationships, love, and finding a soulmate and stuff. I just want to talk about the waiting season in general, not on a particular topic, not on a particular thing, just generalizing the waiting season, how difficult it can be, how it teaches you patience, how sometimes we'll let it get the best of us and we start creating these irrational thoughts in our mind, how fear comes about. That's what I want to talk about. And I'm talking from my own experience, right? And what I mean by that is, for the past couple of years, I feel like I've been in a waiting season. What do I mean by that? You ever feel like you want certain things to happen in your life, right? You want that nice car, the nice house, the job. You just want to live that life of happiness, success, be abundance, and all that great stuff, right? You want to be healed. You want to go to therapy. You want to go on vacation. And I don't know about y'all, but I noticed something that comes along with a lot of that in the waiting season is consistency, right? That's the thing I don't hear people talk about. I think we live in a generation now where we want the popcorn. We want it quick, fast, in a hurry, right? And when we don't get it fast enough, we give up. We start believing, oh, this don't work, or they lying, or what am I doing wrong? X, Y, and Z. And 9 times out of 10, you're probably not doing nothing wrong. You're just not being consistent. You're just not being patient. Instead of wanting the microwavable, quick, in a hurry results, you got to realize it's a process to this. It's limits to this, right? So that's what I mean by the waiting season. I found myself, a couple of years ago being real frustrated, feeling like, when is this going to happen for me? When is this going to happen? To the point I was fake happy for people. Meaning I will be happy in the moment, but then I'll walk away and be like, damn, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And let me be clear when I say fake happy, because I feel like let's have a transparent moment, because a lot of us say we want to keep it real, but we don't keep it real, right? What I mean is I was happy for you, but then I felt like as a couple of days went past and I started processing things, I was like, for example, let me give you a great example, right? I got my master's back in 2020, right? I have a master's of clinical mental health counseling. And during that time, it was COVID, stuff. A lot was going on during that time. We all remember it, right? So within, I think, a year or two, I went to go take my licensure test. And I failed. And I'm going to take accountability. Did I study the way I should have? Absolutely not, right? I just kind of winged it because I'm so used to taking tests passing. I was like, well, this can't be that difficult. So once I failed, I was like, all right, let's do something different. Now, mind you, my other friends went to take the test. First try, they passing it. Second try, passing it. Third try, tops passing it. So everybody got their license around me. And granted, I'm saying, oh my God, congratulations, I'm so happy for that. After a while, I started feeling like, yo, what am I doing wrong? I know I didn't study the first time, but I studied the second time. I did this, I did that. And it's like, I'm seeing all these people around me excel in their career. And I feel like I'm still at the beginner stage. Like, people are surpassing me. And granted, of course, my favorite saying came around. Comparison is the thief of joy. And I feel like sometimes when you hear this stuff, it sounds very cliche, right? It sounds like, oh, people just say that to make you feel better. But that's real. Because at first, as a human, I'm going to speak for myself, I was happy. But then I started comparing my life. I started comparing what I'm doing, how I'm studying. Like, it got to the point, I'm like, hey, what you study? Hey, what did you... Like, I'm hitting up people because I'm trying to figure out what am I doing wrong? Like, what's going on, right? And I was getting frustrated to the point that I didn't even want to see if somebody passed the test. I didn't want to see the posts. I didn't want to see the, the pictures that they show, like, yo, I got my license, because I wasn't happy on where I was at. And it reminded me again of a waiting season. Because if I be transparent with y'all, I took this test now 4 times. Now the 3rd time, right, I got a 93 on the test. And I thought I was done. I thought this was, honey, 93 is an A, right? I'm thinking I'm done. This is passing. Again, this is sidebar. So once I got that 93, if anybody is familiar with the NCE, a counseling licensure test, it was set up where they waited till everyone took the test in your state, and they did the whole adding everything up, getting the range, and had a cutoff score. Recently, I learned it's no more cutoff score. Like, it's no more taking everyone's scores. Like, it's a cutoff score, but instead of taking everyone's score, the score is 92. It's no more, let's add up everybody's score. So that particular year, when I took the test and I got the 93, they had me wait for 2 weeks. Come to find out, the cutoff score was 98. When I tell you I was so discouraged, listen, let me tell you how confident I was that I was done. I was confident that I was done. Like, you couldn't tell me nothing. You could not tell me that I was done. Like, I got my LAC. I'm posting it on social media. Like, yeah, I passed my test. Honey, if I'm be honest with you, that was the most humbling experience I ever had. Because when I started thinking, like, oh my God, I should be so... Look, I got people, congratulations. I knew you was going to get it. To take my post down because I am embarrassed to find out I already spoke way ahead of time about something and I have a confirmation, right? And it I'm not gonna hold y'all, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, I cried, I was upset, I got discouraged, and I said, God, what's going on? I said, I thought this was it, honey. You couldn't tell me that wasn't it. You couldn't tell me. And it brought me back to, like I said, that waiting season. And I remember I had a friend / like a colleague I met, and she's like, girl, I had to take the test 5 times before I passed. And of course, my mind is going crazy, like 5 times. Like, girl, this test ain't cheap. This don't make no sense. I'm trying to find every reason and excuse to say, like, this is some BS, right? And I say all that to say is, this really taught me patience. I used to joke back in the day, and used to be like, oh, I don't got no patience. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Then when I had my son, that humbled me real quick because I had to learn some patience. But going through this, honey, patience is real, because I'm like, all right, whatever plan, right, God has for me, let me be patient. Now, have I changed the way I study? Absolutely, because the 4th test, so when I took that 4th test, right, I was really shocked to see that I was back in the 80s, like literally the high 70s, early 80s. I can't remember the score. I think it was the 78. Cool. And I started laughing, right? Because at first I didn't want to see the score, because the way they give you the paper once you're done, they slide it to you. And I was like, Lord, please just let it be. Please just let it be. And I remember, I would not forget that day. I got in the car and I gave it to my mother. And at first I was like, I don't want to know. And then once we parked the car, I was like, all right, what is it? And she's like, failed. And I was so confused because at this point of the game, it was no longer I was nervous. It was like nothing. I came in here like, honey, it's time to get this license. Nervousness was literally out the window. Like, who's nervous? Let's go. Let's get this going. And I laughed and I kept saying, I don't know, or maybe I don't want to know the lesson in this. Maybe I'm not ready to accept whatever's going on. And I don't know why this is happening. And I don't know what else I can do. Because mind you, I bought study material, took practice tests, did boot camps. I think I did almost anything I could do. The only thing I didn't do that I am going to do now, because I am taking this test again, because again, we're not giving up, is I definitely more towards June want to start taking some time tests, because this is a time test, and that's how they get you too, honey. Even though they say you get 3 hours, let's be honest, it's 200 questions, and some of these questions ain't that, I'm gonna speak for myself, ain't that quick, click, 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 and you running through it. Sometimes you have to stop and read that question, because out of them 4 multiple choice questions, it might be 2 answers that you might be like, but that's just me. And that's just one area of my life of the waiting season. Another area of my life is a waiting season is relationships, right? I started to notice I got very impatient. And I was like, hey, I'm just going to date whoever, talk to whoever. Like, whoever talks to me, I'm talking to them. Fine. And I realized, honey, you know how they say you are not everybody's cup of tea, everybody's not for you? I truly cherish those words to this day, because I've learned very quickly I'm not for everybody. Everybody's not for me. And again, if you refer back to my old video, boredom and loneliness does equal bad decisions. And I had to learn real quick to be patient. And I'm not going to hold you, like, I guess after a while, you start saying to yourself, like, well, you know, I got a little bit going for myself. I'm ready for a boo. I'm ready for a bag. I want to go on vacation. You know, I want to be hugged up with somebody. Because I came to the point in my life where I guess I did some of the self-love stuff. I did the solo dates. I did, you know, I'm doing the work. I'm in counseling. But I'm like, you know, I want a male figure around. And don't get me wrong, like, especially within the last couple of years, I've been traveling, right? So one day, I started laughing to myself like, damn, this is fun, but I'm tired of getting under the influence and I'm around a whole bunch of females. Like, I want to be around a man. So, listen, Linda. I was like, this is cute, this is fun. And don't get me wrong, I'm a girl's girl. But it just kind of felt like, what are we doing here? Like, you know, like, especially when you be on resorts and you be seeing couples walking, matching outfits, and it's natural to be like, damn, I wish that was me, or can't wait for my damn moment. Like, where's my moment? Where's my Boaz, you know? And, you know, that could get frustrating sometimes, because I will bump into people that, like I said, now let's be clear, right? I used to always wonder, do my type keep me single? I used to always wonder, is my preferences and standards are too high? Because I laughed and I said to somebody the other day, when you got standards, I guess it keeps you single. And again, not saying you shouldn't have standards, but I just feel like I know, or I feel like I know what kind of man I need in my life, right? And I pray to God, not often about it, because I'm a moody person. One minute I think I'll be like, oh, I want a man. Next time I'm like, oh, I got time for this. So every now and again, you know, I might pray to God and be like, God, please send me the right man. Please send me this. Please send me that. But, you know, like, I guess too, I'm getting older. And it's like, I never wanted to be, and I hate to say this or stereotype, it's the cat lady. I don't want to be the lady with the whole bunch of cats. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I do want to grow old with somebody. And granted, I'm not that old. honey, do you see the material? Do you see the skin is skinny? So I'm not that old, but again, like, I never wanted to be, like, I wanted to be, you know how, like, sometimes you make plans for your life and be like, oh, at 25, I want to be married. And what makes dating worse is social media. Like, sometimes I really wish, and I don't know if I'm the only one, that I grew up in the era where social media didn't exist. I feel like without social media, dating was a little easier. I feel like with all the influence of social media, everyone's opinions, everyone's perspective, I feel like it makes dating even more difficult. Like, I'm gonna be so honest, like, it makes you feel like, damn, people are that influenced where you start to believe a lot of the things that you see and you hear, and it's like, I wonder, will we ever get back to death do us part kind of vows, or it's always gonna be until I'm unhappy, until this, like is it always gonna be some type of friction that causes what we call marriage or long-term relationships to be short because of our own issues, of social media, of the influence? It's like, you know, when I even talk to married people, you know, and they be like, oh, the games never stop. And I was like, what does that mean? And I'm thinking to myself, like, maybe I'm misinterpreting this or something like that. But it's not a misinterpret. Like, it be real life, like, the games, I guess, keep going. And one thing I did learn in this life is you just gotta figure out what you're willing to put up with, right? Because I think what happens, since we're so influenced by social media, people will make you think like, oh, you shouldn't put up with this, you shouldn't put up with this. I came to the conclusion I gotta figure out what I'm okay with and what I'm not okay with. And everyone's perspective on that is going to be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people probably be okay with cheating, if we use that as an example. For me, that's a deal breaker. Some people might be okay with, let me see, their dude talking to other chicks. For me, that's a deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? So I had to come to the conclusion of what's going to work for me and what's not going to work, and continue to be in a waiting season. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with flirting with people. That's never the issue. I guess for me, what I notice happens in a lot of situations is consistency. I feel like a lot of dudes, I feel like when you play hard to get, that keeps the dude on his toes. The moment you give in and you don't play hard to get no more, it kind of comes off like the dude lost interest. Like, as if like, oh, I already got her, I don't have to go as hard, I don't have to do. And I'm not even gonna hold you, like, a low key that turns me off, because it's like I truly feel like you know, it gets hard at times, but I had to come to the conclusion that I had to drown out social media. I had to drown out the podcasters, the relationship gurus, because I'm not going to hold you. I almost fell down that, you know, took that roller coaster ride, and I had to get off. And again, I just had to figure out what works for me and what doesn't work for me. But also a caveat to that is, too, I think I've been single for so long. Now, let's be clear, I've been dating, but I haven't been in a relationship for so long. I think my patience and tolerance for a lot of stuff is this short, where it's like, I'm going to be honest, an orange flag will get you kicked out of the game. I repeat, an orange flag will get you like, I don't feel like I have the patience for certain stuff. Especially, I got a lot going on. Not saying I don't have time for me, but I have a lot going on. So, you know how the saying is, be his peace? I need the same thing. Be my peace. Don't come disrupting what I got going on, and you expect me to, like, lose my good sense. The moment I feel like mentally I need a break from you, you will be exit out. No ifs, ands, or buts. You will be exit out. Another thing that I'm learning to wait on, right, it's just a good set of friends. And that hits heavy for me because growing up, I don't want to call myself popular, but I knew a lot of people. I hung out with a lot of people. I was associates, friends with a lot of people. Like, my house was the house. Like, my house was the spot where everybody came to party on Fridays and Saturdays. We had a great time. But as, time goes on, you get older, you start developing mentally, physically, emotionally. You start seeing things or hearing things that doesn't contract no more with who you are. Like, when I think of friend groups, I would love, like, a girlfriend group. Like, you see, like the show Girlfriends, where we're all in different walks in life, but we're building a friendship together. That's what I've been praying for. And I think the most difficult thing I notice when it comes to women, and again, this is from my experience, is that, since we experience so many insecurities, it's hard to find genuine women. I feel like a lot of women who've been in my life in the past couple of years were there, they had a motive. Like, I would never forget this one girl, Bowley, and I appreciate her and respect her for saying that. But one day she came out and she told me that she doesn't understand why people like me. Now, at first, me being the person I am, it kind of took me off guard because I never, in my 30 plus years of living, ever had somebody said something like that to me. So I was like, like, what is she talking about? And I realized if I had to tap into her mindset from her perspective, she wasn't that likable. You know what I'm saying? Like, she didn't get the attention I was getting. And one thing I always tell people, getting attention doesn't do nothing for me. I know for some people that feeds their ego, that feeds their self-esteem. I've been getting attention all my life where it's kind of became my norm, if that makes any sense. So it doesn't do nothing for me. Like, I think the thing that happens when people meet me, they see the extroverted me, that they don't know the introverted me, right? And I think we all might suffer from that from time to time. Like, around a large group of people, you hee and you laugh and you interact and you're a people's person. But the moment you're by yourself, you're like, ooh, I don't want to be bothered. Please leave me alone. Especially the field I work in. I'm in a field where I have to be social. It's like, I will always tell somebody, don't get into the social work or counseling field and not want to be social. Like, that is not going to make any sense, because guess what? You're going to be interacting with people. You're going to be talking to, your job is to talk to people. Your job is to help people. And that comes with communication. And I guess for her, I don't know her childhood. I don't know her adulthood. So she might have saw me and was like, that's what I want. I want what she's getting. And mind you, I used to be like, well, girl, just be yourself. And I had to learn, when you say stuff like that to people, that's foreign. Because some people don't know who they are. And I respect that, definitely understand that. Now, sidebar, she might need to do some therapy, whatever the case may be. But I had a lot of women who felt the same way, but never was bold enough to verbalize that to me. Never was bold enough to say it to my face. Instead, they will be in my presence. They'll laugh in my face. They'll hang out with me. I guess they'll try to get close to me, get to know me, figure out why people like her the way she do. What is it about her? And I guess try to copy whatever they see. And for those who know, how the saying goes, I can give you the recipe to the sauce, but doesn't mean it's going to taste the same way. And this is not a shade. It's just that when people, for myself, I'm genuinely being myself, right? I don't feel like whatever I'm doing. So, I say all that to say, like, it made me struggle when it came to women, when it came to getting close to women, because I felt like I wasn't sure if you had a motive, if you truly messed with me. Like, I didn't know what the deal was. And I think for me, I kind of was on the fence when it came to women, but I try to keep saying I'm not going to let an apple spoil a bunch. I'm not going to let an apple spoil a bunch, because I don't want to knock away the children. Lord have mercy. The women that are for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because again, like, I want a community of women that I can look up to, inspire. Because I feel like, right, in order to grow in this life, you need to be around people who are in higher positions than you, right? I never want to just be the friend around people who are either on the same level or lower than me. I don't want to be that friend that everyone comes to for information or for advice or for whatever it is. Like, I want friends, even though I want friends on all levels, but I definitely want friends on higher levels that I can learn from, that I can experience from. And this don't got nothing to do with age. This ain't so much about your job. I when I say higher level, I'm meaning like intellect. I'm meaning emotion. I'm meaning spiritually, religiously, where it's not so much about age. It's not so much the job you work, the car you drive. I don't care about none of that materialistic stuff. I want people on high levels that I feel like we learn something from each other. We pouring each other cup. We going like this. Not so much you doing this and I'm gonna feel the like, thank you, that was delicious. And then you come to me, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, girl. Got me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or the other way around. Like, I keep filling up your cup and then your thirst is quenched and I'm over here still thirsty. So I think that's what I need at this point in my life. You know, I need women like that who don't see me as a threat, who don't see me and their insecurities come out, who don't see me and feel like, oh, why do people like her? Like, I want you to see me and have enough discernment and be like, oh, I see why they like her. Oh, I see why, you know, they mess with her. Or I see what her energy brings to the table. You know what I'm saying? So now we can be a dynamic duo. You know what I'm saying? But again, I guess I'm in a waiting season for that too. I mean, I could keep going on with the list of things I'm in a waiting season for, but the top 3 is definitely career, love, and genuine friendship. Those are the top 3. And sometimes I'm here to tell you, right? The feelings, the emotions, the thoughts that you're experiencing at this time is normal. You are going to feel impatient. You are going to question. You are going to worry. You are going to feel frustrated, agitated. All them great words, you're going to feel it, right? I want you to feel that. I want you to be in those feelings. I want you to process those feelings. Because I think sometimes we don't talk about it. I think sometimes we'll be quick to be like, oh, you shouldn't feel like that. You shouldn't feel like that. You got to be patient. You got to wait. You got to wait. And you're absolutely right. You do have to be patient. You do have to wait. But it doesn't take from what you're feeling. It doesn't take from what you're thinking. It doesn't take away the wonder, right? So I want, for this video, right? While you're in your waiting season, process that. If you journal, write down, why are you agitated? Why are you angry? You know, how long have you been waiting? What have you been doing during that waiting season? You know, if you're in therapy, talk about this with your therapist. If you have a trusted group of friends, talk about this with your group of friends. But I want you to do something that's going to keep you up and motivated. I want you to understand that as humans, these feelings and emotions that we have are natural. Because a lot of us struggle with being patient. Let's be honest here. How many times have you lost your patience when you just did something yourself and it didn't work out in your favor? How many times you said you're going to trust God, but since God wasn't moving fast enough, you did it your way? How many times your parent probably said, oh, wait, I'm going to get it. But since you was getting tired of waiting, you did something, now you didn't get it. A lot of times, waiting is a true indicator of you have to have patience. You have to have patience. And let me tell you something, right? When it finally comes, it's worth the wait. When it finally comes, it's worth the wait. So allow yourself to be okay with waiting. Take a deep breath and say, you know what, Tay? You know what, me, whatever your name is, insert your name. This might take a while, but when it comes, it's going to be worth the wait. I might not get the husband, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the wife tomorrow, but it's going to be worth the wait. I might not get the career job I want until I'm finished with school, or until I finish this certification, or until I finish whatever, but it's worth the wait. I might not have the friend group I want, but that's going to have to wait. And I feel like while you're in this season of waiting, right? I'm going to say keep yourself busy. What do I mean by that? Just don't be sitting around like, well, I guess until I get a man, I can't take a vacation. Or I guess until I get a group of friends, I can't really go out. Or I guess until that job comes, I guess I can't do anything. Still enjoy life. And the reason, and what do I mean by enjoy life? Find something you enjoy doing. I'm not even going to sit here and be like, oh, journal, this, whatever you enjoy doing, whatever that may look like. Hopefully it's healthy. Enjoy it. Life is not going to stop because you're waiting. So I still need you to enjoy every moment of life, because we don't know when this is going to come. And since we don't know, I'm not going to tell you to live in a standstill. I'm not going to tell you to stop your life because you're waiting for this and that to come. Still do it. Still do whatever your heart desires. Still have fun. Still take them trips. Still read that book. Still go to that restaurant you want to go to. Still, try new things, experience new things until what you want comes this way. Because if you keep the faith, if you keep believing, if you keep pushing through, if you keep smiling, if you keep enjoying life, in due time it will come. I wish I could give you a time frame. I wish I could be like, hey, if you keep at it, by next year, your husband gonna be here. You keep at it, your friend group gonna be here. You keep at it, that career gonna be knocking. You just gotta be patient. And I'm not even gonna hold you. I used to despise that word. I used to be like, what is that? What is that? But I had to get humbled and learn real quickly. Patience is a virtue. And the more you be patient, and the more you put in the work, and the more you stay consistent, and the more you believe, for my believers, things will work out for his good. Trust and believe me. When I look back over my life and I see how so many things have changed because I kept the faith, I kept pushing. Even when some days, I'm not going to lie, some days I don't push. Some days I'll be like, I'm tired, I'm done, I'm ready to give up. But I kept remember your reason why. That's what keeps you pushing. Remember that. Listen, y'all, I love you. Subscribe to this channel, and until next time, be great, be you.